Hi Aries, hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi my friends, how are you? I hope everyone is safe and well and in good vibes. That would be preferable for sure. We'll see as we tap into your reading today. Let me say a huge thank you to you guys because I asked you to follow, to subscribe, to share, and to drop something in the comments, and you did. So thank you so very much because it really helps the channel grow, right? And you can win a reading with this as well. So if you would like to win the February free private reading of 20 minutes with Spirit and myself, simply subscribe, like the video, drop something nice in the comments for myself or the collective, whatever you wish, and just state that you would like to win that reading, okay? All right. Oh, wow. That was quick and like whoosh, like this. Interesting. I already pre-shuffled all of your cards. 2 guardian angel cards. Wow, are out already. Oh, wow. What is going on? Wow. Okay. It's a general reading. You may or may not resonate with you. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because that means it's for somebody else. All right. Also, of course, you can check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign here, but also just go with your gut as well. I'm just with your gut. Not that the gut is up here, but that's all right. Right here, right? Your gut. Just check with your gut. What does your gut say? Does the title of a reading resonate with you? If so, then that's most likely yours and has a message for you, okay? That's that. We still need one more card. Yeah, thanks. All right. Okay. Okay, good. So what I can see already, and I recommend you have a look on Instagram at Universal Power Tarot, link down below in the comment section to check out the layout of the spread, because this is quite significant. I usually post them a day prior to the reading so you can have a look and have your own interpretations already, and then the next day come to the reading and have a look for yourself. How do they check out, right? This is also a way to really train your intuition, right? It's a really good way, matter of fact. All right, I don't see 3 of the cards. 2 cards I do see. The cards I do see are the ones we're going to start with, which is the 7 of Swords, which is talking about deceit. This is definitely another person. Definitely another person. Sometimes it can show up as self-deception, but that's not how I see it. I feel there was a situation in your past, possibly also kind of like dragging into your present, where a person was purposefully taken from you, either energy. We could be talking about energy vampires. It's very interesting that that concept would immediately pop up here. So you could be very well identifying as an empath, and empaths are kind of like, because we're so eager to give, right? Aries, you're so eager to give, so it can be taken advantage of if we don't learn how to set boundaries, like healthy boundaries. And in that process, our hearts are often, before we do set boundaries, we get really hurt. Like our heart gets hurt to the point where we're just like, okay, we need to somehow change something. And that may either be the point where you retreat, or or both, right? Where you first retreat and then you feel really lonely because you don't let anyone enter your life anymore. And then coming out of it too, though, starting to do something about it, because I don't want one person or whatever has happened to affect my life to the point where it's detrimental to myself, to my own physical health, to my mental health. Like, I need to move away and on, and that's what I see you do here, and quickly too, though. That's the last card here. It's very interesting. Again, have a look, because that's significant. And if you know my readings, I read highly intuitive. Sometimes I totally read the meaning of the cards, other times not at all. And I also read them in the how they come out, like what Spirit wants me to read, not necessarily how they come out. That's the way. All right. So let's see with the first card what it says. Yeah. Those are the boundaries. Like I said, 9 of Wands. You are setting boundaries, and it very much looks like this is like really hot stuff. I'm getting like, wow, you have really caught wind here of the actions of the other person. There's another card in between, but it's like that. You're just like, I see you. It's quite feisty, Aries, and I like it. I really like it. This is like really healthy boundaries. Oh, this is so dope because you're like, I see you. I see what you're doing. I see your shady behavior. And let's call a spade a spade. Some of you may actually be saying that. Let's call a spade a spade. It's not necessarily something that I would use a term, but it's definitely like that here. Wow. And you're just like, oh, yeah, you're standing up for yourself. And sometimes when this card shows up alone, hang on, let's get a little bit more light, then it can denote to some kind of defensiveness, right? But right now, this is perfect. Like it's the perfect stance to be in, okay? To really bring some distance between you and that person or situation. Oh my God. And the in-between card is indeed death. So that's a transformative process. It's a scorpionic card. And this in this deck, it says the close. Shadow work, absolutely. Like allowing your shadow up and out here, Aries. Allowing your shadow to come to the forefront and be like, oh yeah, you want to play? Try me. It's kind of like that energy. And again, I must say I like it because you're on a really good path here, because it's not coming from an egotistical point of view at all. You're just like, you're defending yourself, and rightfully so. This is fiercely loving yourself, and that is very good, because again, let's call a spade a spade. We don't want people in our life that are toxic, that are trying to purposefully take advantage of us. No, right? So cut them out, and that's what you're doing here. And that transformative process is really like, this is really over for you. It's like really, you know, fully, like there's a full realization of who this person is to you. Maybe you have weren't able to see this before, and then all of a sudden that realization comes in and you're just like, oh yeah, again, like I see you. Let's call it for what it is. Exactly. Yeah. And with that, a lot of wisdom actually, and that's interesting. And now we're moving to the higher perspective. We're actually shifting to that other dimension where it's very clear on earth, right? But when you add that higher perspective to things, which is coming in now, is like that person actually brought you a lot of wisdom and something that was really necessary for you to learn. Excuse me. Because again, and they must have hurt you like bigger, much like I said in the beginning. When the hurt is big enough, we start to change, right? But when it's getting uncomfortable too much, then we start to move, and that's exactly what happened. That person brought that last bit of uncomfortableness, in quotes, right, to your life, so that you really said, okay, that's it, that is it. And that actually brings you, again, from the higher perspective, a lot of wisdom, and is going to be super beneficial for your life as you move forward. So there, when you have finished moving through that process of being hurt and being like angry at that person, which has its time and place for sure, because you want to acknowledge those emotions because they have something to tell you, then you will realize, or you have come possibly also in the realization, that you still need to guard yourself from people like that, but also it's also a thankfulness that is coming in, and of course forgiveness with that. So it's a whole cycle here, and all of a sudden that Seven of Swords doesn't look so potent anymore. It really loses its potency and its power over you, and that's a huge point here. Because when we allow to give our power away, if we're saying, and I'm only saying this because this channel is about self-empowerment, right? It's about empowering you. So that's why I'm saying it. And we've all been through this, okay? So when we allow a person to take that power away from us, meaning, oh no, like they betrayed me and they did it for so long and that sort of a thing, that keeps us stuck in a cycle. But when we realize, oh man, I had my part in this as well, like I allowed this to drag on instead of setting boundaries, then that's gonna claim your power back, and that's what's happening here. But also, please, 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 Aries, do not beat yourself up on this. You couldn't have possibly seen this before or acted upon it before because it just wasn't time for you, but it is now, okay? Now they want me to read the first guardian angel card. Oh my God, did we not say release those feelings? Like feel them, they're messengers. You have the conflict card. And it says, feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love, not what you would think, not what you think you should. Okay? Yeah. All right. And again, this person is actually helping you, like, get to those feelings. Remember how I was talking about the shadow work? That's exactly it. Like, release your shadow, like let it come out a bit. Let it come play. This is healthy when we find the balance between our shadow and that light within ourselves. That is beautiful, because then you can call forth both when you need to, right? And then the shadow actually starts to become your friend and no longer something you would rather like push down or push away. And what immediately comes to mind, and this doesn't have to be for all of you, but when we grow up and are being suppressed and always have to be the nice girl or the boy that doesn't cry because boys don't cry, that sort of a thing, right? Ooh, it's just like, no, please, please. But if we're suppressed like that, then our shadow gets suppressed a lot, or more of ourselves is being pushed in the shadow, because that's what that is. And then because they're framed as these are no good emotions, this is no good. This part of yourself is no good to show to the world. And this is how the shadow is actually to come about and to grow bigger. And then as we grow older, these may run amok, right? These personas within ourselves. And then it's up to us to bring them back from the shadows into the light and be like, I love you though. I love you. And to really re-own those disconnected parts of ourselves. And that's what this is about. Yes, Aries, congratulations. That is big. All right. Yeah. 4 of Cups. And this is, funnily enough, I'm immediately getting like you're receiving help in your sleep. You may have a bunch of dreams that are kind of weird that are popping up and coming into your awareness. And do you know those dreams that are so real that you're not really sure whether you actually dreamt it or whether it was a vision or whether it actually happened? That's kind of like what I'm getting for some of you here. To others, it's definitely Spirit coming in, working with you, like the angels, your guides, ascended masters, working with you in your dream state to really help you change that pattern here. And it may also mean that you wake up grumpy in the morning or wake up like you didn't even sleep. And that's definitely coming through here. And you need to know that's why, of course, because you're fully working out in your sleep here, okay? That is why. It is also the 4 of Cups is also showing up as a reminder to not overgive. Because giving is really nice, but you also need to know who to give to, right? And if someone's constantly asleep and is not even noticing how much love and whatever else you are pouring into them, I don't know. I mean, it's totally up to you if you would like to sustain relationships like that. But reciprocity is definitely the call here of this card, right? And that's also what's being healed, like understanding your worth, standing in your full self-worth, full self-love. Yeah, and you know, because yeah, there's also the topic of codependency popping up here. You may want to look into this. I'm just going to leave it at that. Richard Grannon has an amazing channel on YouTube. You can look, like, he has really great content on codependency and such. I recommend him, Richard Grannon. All right, now 8 of Rods. I showed you this one already. I just saw 333. You may be on your way to being a healer, which just came in with a 333. So interesting. And this is happening quite fast, though. You're all of a sudden taking action. See this? You're going from the 9 to the 8, but this one here, this one is on fire. It's just like, yeah. And all of a sudden, you're stepping completely out of this. This is, I believe, the point where you realize what this whole thing was all about, and then you're just taking off. You're just like somehow transforming yourself and transforming what is around you, what has been limiting you, keeping you stuck, and really using those to point them in the right direction, because this is what this is, right? Pointing them in the right direction. It's almost at willpower. Something clicks within you, Aries, here that helps you tremendously. It's really like that. All of a sudden, you're pointing everything in the right direction, and it's on green for you. It's go time, Aries, here for you. Go time, Aries. And I'm like your cheerleader. I'm like, go Aries, absolutely. Totally. Yes, guys. Absolutely. Nice, 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 nice. I love to see this because I love to see people moving out of their patterns, because I know what this feels like, especially if you've been stuck in a cycle for so long, and all of a sudden being a lot more free and being, you know, able to live your life the way you want to live it. What else for Aries? Do you not want to talk? This one, yes. No. Okay. What's going on, Spirit? You have more? Thank you. Oh, yeah. That actually showed up yesterday, I believe, in the Pisces reading, the Purity card. So you may want to have a look at the Pisces reading. Yeah. All right. One more for Aries, please. What else for Aries, please? Thanks. Oh, there are a bunch. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now this, here we go. This is becoming interesting very quickly. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. I love when the oracle cards totally confirm what you just heard, and that's exactly how we're going to go about it here. See that? We have self-love. We have the assessing, which is talking about the higher point of view. We do have the masculine, which is very interesting also. And then again, we have purity. I won't be able to interpret all of these cards here, so we'll take them over to your extended. And down below in the comment section, I'll drop the title of the extended so you can have a better understanding of it. So again, purity, we are able to interpret, so that's what we'll do. You're being purified, of course, right? And it may be a period where actually that's calling you to rest, much like in winter, a lot of animals just hibernate, right? So I believe you're already through most of that, right? Some of you could have gone through the dark night of the soul, and you're at the very end of that whole cycle, because you already, like, you learned a lot. And a lot was cleared out for you, and it's like waiting on the seeds that you have planted here, which is which is the 8 of Wands here, like wanting to take off, and that's what I see you do here too. But in that current state, still waiting on those seeds to pop up through the ground in the spring. And trust and believe, Aries, that they will come through. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's spring following the winter, and is then summer going to come, and then autumn, and then winter again. It's exactly like that. It's like, believe and trust in the cycles, right? It's much like what you see in nature, and nature actually really helps us. When we really look at the cycles of nature, that can give us so much clarity as to where we are in our cycles, and as to that it won't stay winter forever, right? That it's just going to move on onto something else. And I see that something else like right in front of me here. It looks very, very, very good. It may still be some way to go here, as it is always with self-love. Like, love is super, super expansive. So yeah, that's that. And we'll see. It may be somebody new coming in here with the masculine, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll take it over to Vimeo and or Patreon. Please have a look at both and see which fit you best. Patreon has a lot of extra content. It starts at $2 already, so have a look at that. And also, I'm available for private readings. I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you, Aries, and I'll either see you over there or next time. Bye!